rural planters, now only $9.99. Get them at ruralking.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be mostly sunny with a high of 92 to 94, and mainly clear tonight, low 70 to 72. Friday will be partly sunny, high tomorrow 90 to 94, then mostly cloudy Saturday with a couple of thunderstorms, mainly early in the day, and a high of 84 to 90. Sunday will be partly sunny and humid, high on Sunday 87 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holder.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks on Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, that don't mean anything to me either. I'm not Mexican, so I don't know why people get so excited about this day if you're not Mexican, except for you're a drunk and you like to just have an excuse to drink. A guy who knows his way around a bourbon bottle, again, not a Mexican delicacy. Galen Unal joins us from Life South, brought to you every day by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, JustShip.net, and Penn Flooring. Galen, happy May 5th. I don't know why we celebrate it, but, here we are.
Well, I can tell you this. I've had tequila twice in my life with my wife, and we have 2 children.
Yeah, I like a good tequila and did not realize that we don't have good tequila in the United States until I went to vacation 4 Christmases ago to Mexico, and when I ordered Patron, the bartender laughed at me.
Oh yeah.
And I go, "What's so funny? Patron's a great tequila." They go, "No, it's not, or we wouldn't send it to America." That's exactly what the bartender told me. "No, it's not, or we wouldn't send it to America."
That's pretty good. Now, I haven't had, they have a bunch that's aged, and I haven't had, really high-end tequila. So, because, tequila, I believe anything that you're going to take a shot of, it doesn't really matter how it tastes. You just got to get it down.
100%.
So, and again, I've done that twice with my wife, and we have 2 children.
And tequila can be blamed for neither child, but you're trying to say that.
Well, cause and effect. Cause and effect.
Yeah, Galen, but doing the shot of tequila and then getting your wife pregnant a month and a half later doesn't correlate.
Well, if you do the math when they were born, it's
yeah. No, but I enjoy a good tequila. And when I went down to Mexico, you talk about high-end tequila, and there are some very high-end tequilas that you can go that are, upwards of $100 a bottle. And I went to Mexico, and we were down there, and I drank the smoothest tequila I've ever drank in my life. Sure. It was some Mexican tequila that I still, to this day, don't remember the name of. And we paid $1.25 American for each shot.
Wow.
But this is also it's also in a town where you can get a breakfast of 3 eggs over easy, potatoes, 2 types of meat, a bowl of fruit, and a Diet Coke for $1.25 American. So.
Sure. Well, it's just like anything. I mean, a good glass of I don't care what it is, whatever you want to drink. at least a spirited bottle, whether it's wine or bourbon or scotch. It's going to be expensive, and sometimes you can tell the difference, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's just marketing, and sometimes you're like, okay, I now taste that why it's so expensive. So it just depends.
It really does depend, and marketing has a lot to do with it, because there was in the 80s, I learned to bartend in the middle 80s, and in the 80s there was this liqueur called razzmatazz that nobody wanted. It was terrible. It was out on the market for maybe 4 or 5 years, and nobody wanted to drink it. It was terrible. Horrible. Wouldn't even be approached as something somebody would order. Bottles would get dust and cobwebs on them. It was so bad.
Right.
Fast forward 18 years later. An introduction in 2000, about 2002, 2003. The same liquor distributor, the same company that made razzmatazz, they say it's not the same liqueur. The company swears it's 2 different varieties. But they reproduced the same type tasting liqueur. Now, razzmatazz tasted like cinnamon honey, like a cinnamon liquor, right? Nobody liked it. Cinnamon liquor, nobody's good. Nobody, it's garbage. Nobody will drink it. Now, the same company produces this thing called Fireball that tastes strangely similar to razzmatazz. But the marketing of Fireball was so much better, as they got an up-and-coming singer named Pitbull to do a song about it and everything. They gave it the South Beach spin and everything. And now Fireball is an institution in bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
It's all about the marketing. It's all about the marketing.
Well, but you could say that about almost everything. I mean, a good marketing campaign, as I said a couple of weeks ago, there's a reason why we don't have litter on the streets anymore. It's because of good marketing. I think it's incredible when people just hit the right note.
When was the last time you drove around Marion County?
There's a lot less litter than there was in the 70s.
Oh my God! You do realize the county has this thing called the Litter Task Force that they put together 30 people from the county, around the county, different businesses and everything, to address the litter issue in Marion County.
But I know you grew up in South Georgia, and maybe they didn't litter there, but I remember distinctly, like if we had garbage in our car, like from something, you just throw it out the window. That was not an uncommon thing when I was a small child.
That's because your parents. That's because your parents didn't kill you like my parents would have done if I threw trash out the window.
True. Yeah, but again, I think that's a method. I think that's a whole mentality to change.
But people do that. People still throw stuff out their window, but it's the people that throw out entire garbage bags on the side of the road. I never understand. You don't think we're gonna? By the way, I'm that jackass that when I see a bag of garbage on the side of the road, there are times I've opened the trash just to see if there was mail in it and stuff, and go put it back on people's front porch.
Sure.
I'm that jackass.
And again,
I'm surprised I hadn't been shot in my lifetime. Let's be honest.
But there are also people who have trucks that are full of stuff and it falls out.
That's their problem. That's litter.
Again, I agree. I'm not excusing their behavior, but you admit it's a lot less.
No, I will not. It's horrible. It's horrible in Marion County. It's horrible in Marion County. It's terrible. It's an all-time high.
I don't know about that.
Galen.
I think it's just making stuff up now.
Galen. 4 million pounds. 1.4 million pounds of trash. 4,000 hours of time every year is what it takes to clean the litter in Marion County. 1.4 million pounds a year and 4,000 man hours.
I'm sure that's an all-time high. I'm sure you could justify that. Sure. Go ahead.
By the way,
Go ahead.
This is where I'm supposed. Galen, I have to give this disclaimer now. I am one of the 30 members of the Litter Task Force. I have to be like this.
Look
Okay?
at you.
Calm
Look
down.
you.
I have to be like
so
this.
Do you get like a badge?
No, we actually got a fantastic gray golf shirt with the logo with Rubbish the raccoon sticking his head out of a garbage can, and it says Marion County Litter Task Force. And my name is embroidered on the shirt.
Is it spelled right?
TOM. They didn't mess it up.
I've gotten so many of those, and they just misspell my name. I'm like, oh, you guys care about me.
You said what will that get you? That shirt and $1.90 will get me a cup of coffee at the Circle K.
Sounds like you need to move back to Mexico. Get breakfast.
I get a good breakfast for that amount.
Right.
For that amount of money. But it is Cinco de Mayo. You and the wife not doing a tequila shot tonight? You got enough kids? You're not going to do a tequila shot?
Well, first of all, it's Thursday. I have to work on Friday. No, I won't be going out at all.
Don't you miss being a college kid? I remember when
college,
Thursday was the greatest night ever.
That big.
No, I remember
There's no doubt about
I'm
that.
just saying Thursday. Thursday nights were the greatest night ever in college.
Yeah, I remember my freshman year, and I was playing baseball, and the coach would have a 6 a.m. practice just so we wouldn't go out all night on Thursday. And that was in St. Augustine, Florida, people.
Right.
So, yeah.
I would,
yeah.
Thursday
St.
nights.
Augustine wasn't what it is now.
Thursday nights calls me to have sunrises almost every Friday morning when I played football. Because you'd have to be in the bed. You'd have to be in the bed for the coach check at 11 o'clock. And you would be in that bed fully clothed. As soon as bed check was done, you were on your way to either the Collegiate or Thursdays or Bash Rip Rocks. You were on to one of the TC Hangar. You were on Bubba's Saloon. You were on the way to one of them. And then you would get there, and Vance Pike. This is how dumb we were as football. This is what proves to you football players not the smartest people in the world. We would go out. We'd get called almost every week because Vance Pike would be waiting on us to get back. Vance Pike was the offensive line coach. He'd be waiting on us. And none of us, till I was like, you know what? Finally it hit me. The reason he knows we go sneak out and everything is because he graduated from Georgia Southern too. He played football at Georgia Southern. He did the same damn thing, but that never registered with us while we were getting caught every week. We're not very smart. Football players are not smart. Did we lose Galen?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
go. No, I'm here. I just thought there was more to the story.
No, that was it.
No,
we just didn't figure it out. That's how dumb we were. That simplistic of a story. You would figure it out, hey, he knows y'all going out because he used to do that. Nope, never even register. All that register with us is if we get there soon enough, there'll still be penny beer sitting on the table. It's hot, but it won't cost us anything.
Well, yeah, that's true. And, you think about, Gainesville is no longer a party town. It's just not. I think people...
25 years ago, it was pretty good.
Oh, it's fantastic. Remember, it was number one in the country?
Uh-huh.
And we used to drive over there from St. Augustine.
Simons, baby. Simons.
Or the Purple Porpoise.
Yeah.
We could go on and on and on. But you didn't need to figure out, you didn't have to figure where are we going to stay. You'd solve that problem once you got there. It was, you just pile up into a car and drive over on a Thursday night, and it was on. It was absolutely on.
Yeah, because 207's safe to drive late at night. It's fine.
No, we just wouldn't come back.
Oh, yeah.
We would just stay there until we either ran out of money or, and I was from Ocala, so my
so
parents
you were good.
had a house
Yeah.
out. That was just as far to St. Augustine. But, but you always knew somebody.
Well, I've solved that problem my junior year of college. I bought a 1978 Volkswagen camper van. So then when we go to Savannah on Friday nights, we just park at the top floor of the parking garage, pop the camper van up. We'd all go get hammered at the bars and then come back out and pass out in the camper bus. It's fantastic.
There you go.
You'd see 5 drunk football players with the doors of this camper van open, legs hanging out the doors and everything, snoring loud at like 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's not what college is anymore.
No, but it was. It was a higher learning. It was an institution of higher learning.
Sure. You learned how to cope with a hangover.
Oh yeah. Learned how to take a test with the stamp from the club still on your forehead where you'd passed out the night before and it rubbed off. Oh yeah.
Same clothes.
Same clothes. Oh, there was the same clothes. That might have lasted till the class got over that day. Kidding me?
You know what I do miss? You know what I do miss is when you just go out all night and then you go to breakfast, right? And you're like, nah, we're not going to bed. We're going to go to breakfast.
the clock restaurant. The clock restaurant.
Or the Waffle House.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is, and you're just sitting there and you're going, yep, I did it.
And it's
all night.
It's bright lights like a hospital in those restaurants, and you're like,
yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I have no recollection of that whatsoever. I have no recollection of any of it. Oh, well, all food at 3 o'clock in the morning is great.
I mean, I haven't done that in 30 years. 25 years. But
I hadn't done that.
Those were some good times.
When was the last time I did that?
10 days. 10 days.
Yeah, maybe 14 days. Maybe 14. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, but am I right when you sit there and you're like, and then you don't go to bed for like 2 days? I mean, you can't. Like at my age, just kill me. You'd have to take me to the hospital. I'd be in there for 7 or 8 days.
Yeah, the times that I didn't go to bed for 2 or 3 days, I'm still recovering from. 21 years now. 21 years, I'm still recovering.
Now, in the Navy, we do that all the time.
Yeah, but in the Navy, you didn't have the assistance I had. I had assistants staying up 3-4 days at a time. Terrible assistants. Terrible assistants.
Well, yours was mine was just it was beer. Back then it was called beer. But,
if there'd have been fentanyl, if fentanyl had been around 25 years ago, I would be dead. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest.
And that's the scary thing about fentanyl is, people are like, oh, well, I'm just going to try this or whatever.
And you're dead. Right.
Dead.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
There is no recovering from the mistake.
No, there is not. We'll be back after this short timeout on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
It's Blockers Furniture Memorial Sale going on the entire month of May. Beautiful two-piece sectionals starting as low as $19 per month. Sofas for as little as $10 per month. Kick back in a new recliner for as little as $11 per month. Plus, you can save up to $700 off the Ashley Reeling Queen Bed and Dresser Mirror Set. And save 25% off all outdoor furniture. Mattresses starting at only $3.99. See it, buy it, take it home. It's Blockers Furniture Memorial Sale going on the entire month of May. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio. Galen Unall from Life South joins us as he does every day, brought to you by the good folks at JustShip.net, Penn Flooring, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, I know you saw this story, and now more is coming out about it. Tuesday night at the Hollywood Bowl, as he was doing a comedic set, as he was finishing his set and about to walk off stage, a 23-year-old Los Angeles man jumped up on stage and tackled Dave Chappelle. Then he got up from tackling, pointed a gun at him, but it was just a replica of a gun. It was actually a gun that had a knife blade that popped out of it. 23-year-old Isaiah Lee was then set upon by friends of Dave Chappelle, Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx, and some more security guards. Dave Chappelle was not hurt in the incident. The young man who tackled Dave Chappelle, Isaiah Lee, had to go to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. But first off, I know he was sitting in the front row, but if you know anything about the Hollywood Bowl, you can see the pictures. It's not like front row is a foot and a half from the stage. This guy had to, and I know things happen fast. I've done security a lot in my lifetime. But for it to go as far as it got before security got there, where the hell was security? Why did Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx get there first?
Well, I thought Dave Chappelle did a pretty good job.
He did. He did a great job.
He kind of avoided the tackle because if he does get him on the ground, he could have gotten that blade in him. You know, what I loved is what they did to that. Well, it's a transgender person, so I don't know if they're male or female or what. But what the security did to that person, you better pause before you jump on a stage, because that's what they should have done to Will Smith, right? But everybody was in shock, and they thought it was by the way, I still think that was a gimmick.
By the way, a little more to the Dave Chappelle story. So after the guy's taken into custody and taken off stage, Dave Chappelle comes back out. He thanks Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx and everything. And another comedian comes out from the back of the wings on stage. And just as he comes out, people start cheering. And he yells, as everybody quiet down, he goes, "Was that Will Smith?" It was Chris Rock who had come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Chris Rock had come out from behind the scenes and yelled, "Is that Will Smith that just did that?"
That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Well, and again, I think it's crazy.
I mean,
it's crazy. Do you remember? You know what I'm going to compare this to something, and I think it changed sports forever. And that's Monica Seles getting stabbed.
Getting stabbed. Yep.
Well, during a tennis match
against Steffi Graf by a crazed Steffi Graf fan.
Right, and Monica Seles was never ever the same player, because she was, you that was always her, her safety haven, right? That's where she felt the best at, and they took that away from her.
Right.
And she never ever recovered. And I say that because everything at events changed after that. Security became an issue. And now these players have bodyguards on the sidelines, and they're facing the crowd. All that changed because of Monica Seles. And I wonder if this is going to, you'll see it at rock concerts or rap concerts, right? You'll see the security in front of the stage.
Right.
But never at like an intimate show like a comedian.
That probably changes after this. That probably changes after this.
And it has to, like, if you're that guy.
And somebody went, well, what motivated the attack? And the transgender person is angry over Dave Chappelle's stance on gender. And here's the thing, Dave Chappelle's a comedian. Nothing is out of bounds. But here's the problem. You know what? Actually, we'll get into that after the break, because we're up against the break. But I've done stand-up comedy. I've been on touring circuits where you do stand-up comedy, and there's a place
you would have lived for this.
There's a place where comedy used to be unapproachable, where you could do and say whatever you wanted, and it was just hilarious, and nobody cared. Nobody cared.
I don't know if that's true.
No, I'll tell you where it was. I'll tell you where it was. There was places that I saw comedy that they wouldn't do now at these venues, that 30 years ago it was expected at these venues. I'll tell you what that venue is after this time out. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Major damage is being reported after tornadoes roared through parts of central Oklahoma and Texas overnight. A Sheriff's Department employee in Will Barger County, Texas, said there was extensive structural damage in the town of Lockett on the Oklahoma border. It's about 50 miles northwest of Wichita Falls. Colombia extradited the alleged head of the feared Gulf clan, who had been the country's most wanted drug lord, to the United States on Wednesday. Colombian President Ivan Duque Marquez said Dario Antonio David is comparable only to Pablo Escobar, referring to the late former head of the Medellin drug cartel. After the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.5 point Wednesday, the price of Bitcoin climbed about 6% to about $40,000 a coin. USA Radio News.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
Central Florida. On Wednesday, May 18th at 10:35 a.m., Dr. Alan Daniff and Dr. Rob Wolf from CF will tell us how members of the community can share their experience by becoming an adjunct instructor at CF. So tune in to hear how rewarding it can be to share your knowledge in the classroom. That's Wednesday, May 18th at 10:35 on Higher Education Happenings on Ocala Talks on WOCA, The Source.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. I'm so proud to be an advocate for the over 65,000 veterans here in North Central Florida. The new Ocala VA Clinic is now open, providing important primary care and specialty services. If you're a veteran in the Ocala area, thank you for your service. Feel free to get in touch with our team by visiting us online at camac.house.gov. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. Not talking surgery or steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now with offices in Ocala and the Villages. Hey everybody, this is Tom Schmitz. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissues in your joints with lasting results. If you got pain in your knees, your shoulders, hips, back like I do, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. That's right, no surgery. Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain, and don't let them put you under the knife. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. There's offices in Ocala and the Villages, so give them a call, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550.
The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on Cinco de Mayo. Thursday, May 5th. Galen, you know I was on the line with us as he is every day, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and JustShip.net. Galen, before we went to break, I said that there is a venue that comedians 25, 30 years ago, every comedian wanted to work this circuit. Every comedian that wasn't, the guy selling out the Hollywood Bowl, that was doing, because you could make more money than you could at a normal nightclub, a normal comedy club. And you could talk about things and be risque as you wanted or politically incorrect as you wanted, and they just ate it up and laughed, and you made great checks. And it's because college campuses paid a lot of money because they had these student funds and everything, and a comedian, a headliner, or a feature act, that usually the feature act back 20, 30 years ago would make, $125 a show. On a college campus, that same feature act could make $400 a show. A headliner would make $250, $275 a show. On a college campus, a headliner would make $600, $700 because these student groups and all had to use this money they were collecting from the student fees and everything. So you got great money on a college campus where college kids adored whatever you said that was funny. If it was funny, they didn't care what the subject matter was. So everybody wanted to go to work colleges. Now you ask the touring comedians, most of them want nothing to do with the college campus because you could get canceled in a heartbeat if you say the wrong comedic situation on a college campus. You could end up going viral and getting canceled. The money isn't good enough to ruin your career. So a lot of comedians are steering clear of college campuses, which once was the place all comedians desired to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when this started. UF used to bring in some really good talent.
For Gator Growl, yeah.
Right. So Gator Growl had Tim Green one year.
Yep.
And
Tom Green.
And he did Tom Green. I'm sorry, Tom Green. And he I remember the newspapers. The back then there were two. There was an orange and blue newspaper.
And the Gator and the alligator. Yep.
And the alligator just went completely nuts on
They blasted him
about how could the University of Florida do this, and then the orange and blue, of course, took the other stance. It said we need more of this, and that's really arguably the last risque. I don't even think you can call Tom Green risque.
No.
Right at the time, he was pretty middle of the road.
Yes.
But you could not. Right now, there's no way. There's no way. To your point, Dave Chappelle could perform at Gator Growl.
No. And wouldn't want to because he doesn't want to lose his career over one appearance.
and again, it's just the mentality. It's you're not allowed to be made fun of anymore. And like you and I we give it and we take it to each other, right? We give each other, we make fun of each other all day long, and it's okay. Neither one of us takes it seriously
Right.
until you make fun of my squeaky voice and your neck size. That's just too far. But you can't do that anymore.
What's wrong with my
You're
neck
just
size?
not allowed to. See, wrong with my voice. Now, but again, it's comedy. To your point, now they put in all these lines in there.
And there used to not be lines.
Everybody's trying
There used to be
cancel
lines.
you.
The only lines were to know your room and know that when you could and when you couldn't use the 7 words George Carlin says you're not allowed to say on TV.
Sure, or maybe a racial slur. Or,
Right. You could.
Right, yeah.
But comedians knew what was out of bounds. Now comedians have no idea what somebody thinks is out of
Yeah.
bounds.
Right. I mean, Hitler jokes have never been funny. You know what I mean? So
I
that's the thing.
go when I do the last time I did comedy was it was in December. We had a sold out room at the downtown hotel.
You may have been on stage. Didn't mean you did comedy.
Well, no. I actually broke the room apart. It was a good set.
Oh.
I actually killed. It was a good set. And I did about 15 minutes. It was a good set. It's one of the better sets that I've done in a while. But I tell this. Oh no, there's video of it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of video of it. Go look. My wife on her Facebook page. Go look back in December. The whole set is there.
No.
Oh yeah, it's there.
I'd have to be on Facebook.
Well, that's a good point. It's a good point. But the whole set is there if you want to go find it on Facebook. But I am Catholic. I go to church every Sunday. I make sure Father Pat gets his $20. I'm in good shape, right?
That's 20%.
That's so.
You're big time.
I'm just what I'm saying. Big ball and shot call and 20-inch blades on the Impala. That's me. I'm rolling. You see what I'm saying? So I'm doing these stand-up jokes, and I do this joke. I've done this joke for 20 years, and it makes fun of Catholics. Well, there's a lot that we can make fun of my religion. Just Boston diocese. That's all I'll say.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not funny. That's not funny.
It's but if you turn it where the priest are the butt of the jokes, not the poor children, it is hilarious.
Of course.
But guy walked up and said, "No Catholic would ever be." He was angry. I was like, "Dude, walk away from me. You need to. You go now." I remember a guy come up to me one time. His girlfriend. This was at the Clarion Hotel at Bonkers Comedy Club, Gainesville, Florida. Guy comes up to me after the show because his girl had been running her mouth during the show, and so I shut her up. I won't tell you what I said, but it brought her talking to a standstill. The rest of the room thought it was hilarious. She did not, but she shut up. Her boyfriend, at the end of the show, I'm out back with the other comedians. He comes up and he body checks me. Who are you to talk to my girlfriend that way? And gives me a shove. So then one of the other comedians looks at me and goes, "Dude, you have to go." I go, "What do you mean?" The guy shoved me. Because when he shoved me, I just knocked him out. Just wham. He was asleep before he hit the ground. Sleep before he hit the ground. And he says, "Dude, you got to go." I go, "Why?" He hit me. Everybody saw it. He goes, "That's the food and beverage manager at the hotel." Needless to say, never again did I work the stage at the Clarion on Archer Road. No, not Archer. What is that? Right there by Tower Road, Newberry. Yeah, Newberry. It's Newberry. It's not the Clarion
that's
anymore.
right. It is Newberry.
Yeah, Newberry and Tower Road right there. Never again did I work that stage. But don't put your hands on me, and I won't. Like Dave Chappelle, believe me, if Dave Chappelle could have, he was kicking at that guy and everything. He would have got him. He'd have got him. But just to jump up on stage with a fake gun that had a knife disguised in it, I mean that's a scary situation.
Well, he's lucky he left with his life, right?
Well, they say Busta Rhymes was really trying to take him out.
Bet he was.
And you know why Busta Rhymes was doing that? Busta Rhymes ain't got no street cred anymore. He ain't been relevant for 25 years. He had to try to get some relevancy again.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Isn't that a great story? Dude, let me tell you about it. Hey, remember that one time that you stood up in the back of the truck and you tried to catch beer that they were throwing from you from the other truck? Yeah, dude, the one hit me in the head and I almost fell out the truck. Yeah, dude, that ain't nothing. One time I charged the stage at a Dave Chappelle concert, and Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx beat the hell out of me.
By the way, that's the part that I don't know. This guy, like, he has his jaw's been wired shut. He got a.
Well, they drug him backstage where nobody could see what was going on, and then afterwards the stretcher's taking him out.
Well, and again, what's the problem with any of that?
I have no problem with it. No problem whatsoever.
I have none whatsoever.
Here's what I say to that guy: play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, it's like another comedy. Here's your sign.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, it's.
You know where this happens a lot, believe it. Well, it's not hard to believe. Where this happens a lot, where people attack the performers, is at professional wrestling shows. And if you look at some YouTube videos, if you look at YouTube videos of fans that attack wrestlers at wrestling shows, and then you see two guys that are supposed to hate each other and just fake beat the hell out of each other in the ring, you realize that those big muscle heads could probably go if they needed to, because you watch some of these videos and fans just get destroyed. The referees are in there kicking them in the head and everything. You know how embarrassed you got to be if Charles Robinson, a guy that's 5'5", about $160.
I don't even know who that is. Am I supposed to know who that is?
No, you wouldn't. But professional wrestling fans will know. Charles Robinson's been a referee for professional wrestling for 30 years.
It's an adult show.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's an adult radio show. Nobody knows that.
Believe me, there's a lot more professional wrestling fans in this world than you want to admit.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. You think the population is smarter? Nope.
I met a guy last night at when we listened to a blues band
sure
play.
It was a man or a woman?
No. I met a guy last night when we listened to a blues show, and he introduced me, and then the guy that I knew was sitting there, and we started talking about professional wrestling, and he reminded me, the guy I knew, reminded me how I think it was his nephew or his grandson or something, wrote his master's dissertation and his doctoral thesis on professional wrestling.
On the people who never grow up? What?
Look, they are the greatest. They are the greatest stunt men and women on the planet.
Yeah, that's because some stunts are now all CGI.
Well, not Tom Cruise. Just ask him.
Well, did you see him land a helicopter?
Yes.
On the USS Midway?
Yeah.
I spent 2 weeks on.
Yeah.
I follow the USS Midway all around the Pacific Ocean. But yeah.
By the way,
all right.
You know it comes out May 27th.
Yes, I do, because I went to the movie theaters Friday night and saw the preview, and if anybody else was there, I did stand up and clap and cheer the whole time it was on.
Have you not made it past Captain? Just lucky, I guess.
Yeah. Am I going to watch this with a tear in my eye? And I don't care. It will be the greatest movie since 1987.
When Top Gun came out. Right.
My favorite movie ever.
Well, there may be a better movie, but I don't know what it is off the top of my
Tombstone.
head. Maybe Godfather?
Tombstone.
No. Like if there's...
both of them had Tombstone and Top Gun.
Talk to me, Goose.
Top Gun and Tombstone both had Val Kilmer as an amazing actor in both movies.
Talk to Me, Goose is the greatest movie quote ever.
No.
You know what number 2 is?
Take me to bed or lose me forever.
Again, great movie quote, but it's not as good as Talk.
From a Meg Ryan character nobody knew, but she was talking to her husband, Goose.
Well, come on.
And by the way,
the only thing that's close is Caddyshack.
By the way, do you know why? You know why that line's so great? Talk to me, Goose. You know why that line's so great? Because this was a movie that made Anthony Edwards cool.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Remember, he was the king. He was the head of the nerds. He was on ER as a nerdy doctor, but he was Goose in Top Gun.
Oh, what a great movie. And of course, his son's in this one.
May 27th, Top Gun Maverick in movie theaters.
Well,
by the way, I've already went on. I went on to Fandango. I went on to Fandango. You can purchase tickets already.
Of course you can. And I will watch it at Epic on the Xbox.
That's the only place to watch it. You're going to have to go to the huge screen at Epic and just watch it. That's the only place you can watch it.
What percentage? I told my wife, I said, well, you're going to go see that with me, right? She goes, I guess so. But if she doesn't go, I'll go to that movie by myself because there's another 400 men my age, our age, that are like, where else would I be today?
This will be, literally, I'm going out on a limb here, but not a very thin one. Pretty strong one. Probably could be confused as a tree itself, this limb. And say, it's a trunk. And say, this will be the most consumed movie by men between the ages of 40 and 60 in Hollywood history.
That's probably true. Legally consumed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The 40 to 60 man crowd is as excited as a 6-year-old waiting in line to see Santa Claus.
Some women there.
This would be like if Avatar 2 came out, right? My wife would be talking about it for months. Nobody would care, but yeah, it's the equivalent.
No, this is the equivalent. No, this is a much better. This is a much different equivalent. This is the equivalent of the movie that just came out last year that showed 55-year-old women in the city of New York having sex in the city. This is how big Top Gun is for men right now. Because a lot of women flock to see the new Sex in the City movie.
Man, I couldn't imagine. And my wife probably feels about Top Gun that way. At least in Top Gun, there's a bunch of men running around.
Look, I don't buy tickets early for a movie. Already got them.
I'm not wrong with that.
I just let my wife in on that, by the way. Honey, we're going to the movies to see Top Gun Maverick. Already got the tickets.
I may wear, not that I could fit in them, but I may wear my dress white.
Oh, no, I think that would be fantastic.
If I could fit into them. That was about 40 pounds ago.
Well, yeah, you'd probably look like a scarecrow now in them because you've shrunk. That's probably what you say. Oh, no, you mean, like me, fat. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's see. I got out of the Navy. I was probably 140 pounds.
How old were you then?
22.
You were a $113, $115 at the most.
No, I joined the Navy at 113. I had to get a medical waiver because I didn't meet the weight requirement for my height.
You really had to get a waiver because you weighed too little?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. Probably you go up on deck. You're up on deck. They got a hemp rope tied around you, tied off on somewhere so you don't blow away over the deck.
I was again, as I've said many times, I love the Navy. There's not a single thing I would change about my time that I served in the Navy. I absolutely loved it. I relished every moment of it.
And it
I knew I was going to get out.
And it paid for school.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it got me out of Ocala, and there was no other way for me to get out of Ocala because, when you graduate Forest High School in 1988 with a 1.75, there aren't a lot of options for you.
Let's be honest.
You can't weld or mechanically.
1.75. You didn't really apply yourself a whole lot, did you?
No. There's no doubt. And my senior year, I think 4 weeks of spring break. So, yeah, I didn't care.
Well, I did my senior year for football, And then once that football was over, a guidance counselor told me, Tom, you know you don't like school that much. You're 18 now. You can take the GED and not have to come back after Christmas break. Done. Out. Deuces.
Well,
GED gets you into community college. Back in the day, GED it probably still gets you into Georgia Southern. Who am I kidding?
It will.
But,
it does. It does.
But deuces.
But I see it all the time. These people who they feel compelled, like their next step has to be college, and it's like it doesn't.
No, there's so many. You can go in you can go in the military. 4 years of. I think you want Congress to do something that I would agree with.
Yeah,
how about making 18 to 21-year-olds have to do 2 years of service?
No, because everywhere it works, it weakens the military.
Works in Switzerland.
It becomes more of a. No, it doesn't.
When was the last time Switzerland was attacked?
Right, because they have all the money in the world. I mean,
and everybody there is trained how to use a rifle.
That's the military.
Everybody there is trained how to use a rifle, and they let you take your rifle home with you.
Doesn't mean they actually know how to use it, or they're willing to use it. No, our military is the strongest in the world. It's the strongest it's ever ruled this planet, and that's because we have a free and voluntary military. And I think it's under attack in a lot of ways by our current administration. But yeah, they're no.
But we do need to impress upon children, high school seniors, that college may not be the only option. There's trade schools that are an option. The military is an option. Just to make everybody college is doing a disservice to seniors all across this country.
What I tell every kid I coach, I said, there's a million ways to make a dollar, a million, right? And you can do any of those. You just have to find out how you want to make a dollar, and then go and try to be the very best at it. You know, I'm amazed at some people how they make money, right? I don't even know how that is, but whatever. There's a lot of ways to make money. I mean,
yes.
You can go and do AC repair for $100,000 if you become specialized enough.
You get the right welding gig, you're making $120,000 a year.
Right. So just go out there. But the problem is we don't allow our youth to go out there and figure that out. We stick them in these silos where, okay, you have to go to college or you have to get a job. Just go figure it out. Just get the order right. That's what I tell everybody. Get the order right. Get married, then have kids. Because if you have kids first, you are going to be straddled with raising that child if you're a good man. So just go and figure out life first, and don't get stuck in the same town. I think if you got to get out of your own little bubble and go experience the world and let the world view you in a different way than when you were 10.
And you need to get out so you can view the world different than you viewed the world at 10 or 11.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, my worldview from when I got in the Navy, my worldview would literally change like every 6 months because you get exposed to different people, you get exposed to different cultures, and you start to grow and you start to hear opinions from other people that
I learned more.
My best friend in the Navy was from St. Louis, Missouri, and I asked him why he joined the Navy. And he said, because my brother got shot, and I knew I was going to get shot if I didn't go.
So that's how I got out. Look, I learned more in my 12 weeks of the student exchange between Edinburgh, the University of Edinburgh and Georgia Southern University. Education students got exchanged. I learned more in my 12 weeks in Edinburgh, Scotland than I did in my 4 years in undergrad.
Sure.
And it's because I learned about a different culture and a different way of life, and it was it was eye-opening to me. That's how I knew that eventually I had to see more of this earth, because
absolutely
my world was South Georgia and North Florida, and boy, that world ain't worth a damn when you get out in the real world.
No, but you gotta. The world's a really, really big place.
It's a huge place.
You just have to go.
But if you go to Epcot, you can see most of it as you drink around the world.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. And I talk about that with my boys all the time. Like, figure it out. Go have a good time. Don't let life get in your way.
And I'm not buying you a brand new BMW at 16.
No. As I told them, you're going to get one car in your life. You're going to get one car.
Hey, I need to get one thing from you. I need you to tell me where the Bloodmobile is today.
Hey, the Bloodmobile today, Tom, is actually at the Villages High School. We're really happy to go out there, and hopefully we get a lot of donors. And please, if you're anywhere near the Boulevard, stop by at 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Give to Gift of Life, donate blood, lifesouth.org.
Galen, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye, all.
We'll be right back after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Donald Trump Jr. appeared Tuesday before the mostly partisan House committee investigating January 6. Reports from the interview say it was largely uneventful. The interview lasted about 3 hours and was